I'm Evan Barnett. I'm a business development manager at Quantum Fiber. Um, uh, Internally, we call me a multi-dwelling unit building development program senior account manager. A fancy way of saying I bring in business and I maintain relationships with awesome people like Serena and others to win new business for Quantum Fiber. Why don't you take us back to when you were that leasing assistant property manager and the situation that you had, so we can kind of go through that, so we know what we were able to do for you and kind of paint that picture, I guess. So
Yeah,
I did a
absolutely.
high level, but yeah, why don't you do it in your words?
I'll dive a little deeper. So it was kind of a high profile lease up. It was attracting a lot of attention. And so the pressure was really on with that lease up for it to perform well. We'd faced a lot of delays. And so it was just a stressful lease up overall. And we had some great investment partners, but there was just a lot of pressure to perform. And those investment partners had partnered with a bulk internet provider. And so this is coming up on 6, 7 years ago. At the time, bulk internet solutions were pretty new to our area. It wasn't widely accepted, it wasn't done much in our area. And so, with this being a new concept, we struggled on how to sell that. And then the company that they had hired was a smaller startup company. They were not local to our area, so they were coming in from out of state for their installs. And so they, promised the world, but then really had a tough time delivering on those promises. And so negotiations to installations, the entire process was just extremely challenging. We struggled from day one. I doubted it from day one, but obviously wanted to back their decision. And so we fell behind schedule in their installation. And so we were getting to the point where people were going to move in. We actually had 75 people set to move in the first month that we opened our doors because we'd been pre-leasing for so long. So they were not ready for us to move people into the phase one that were all coming in. I was not going to delay them again. At that point, like I never was a huge proponent of it, but you want to give everything a chance. And so at that point, I felt like this just isn't working. We have to figure something out for our residents. So I approached my regional manager and I just said, look, if we don't make a change, our reputation is going to suffer. We'd already been getting bad Google reviews. We'd all of them mentioning the internet, they're forced to use this internet service. And one thing that I was really excited about, I've used your guys' products personally at home, and I was just excited to see the reaction from the residents when we told them what our plan was and what was happening, because you were a trusted name in the industry. And so there was a lot of relief, like, phew, when we could tell people, we know we're working on it. This is who's coming in, so that they had that reassurance and had something to look forward to.
Nice. Yeah, Quantum Fiber's here to save the day.
That's right.
Yeah. Why you feel there's a bigger appetite for bulk, and what's kind of fueling that drive for you
Yeah.
and or others, kind of industry wide. Curious about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we're really in a time, we're going through a tough time in property management. Everyone knows that. It's really separating the good operators from the bad operators. Properties that never struggled to lease are facing occupancy challenges throughout the United States. We operate in 6 states, and so we're feeling it in different ways in different states. And so there's two things that you focus on as an operator in a tough market. You focus on um, how can I control operating expenses, control the controllable? How can I bring
Mm,
operating expenses down? And then simultaneously, how can I increase revenue? So you need to focus on increasing revenue and finding revenue streams that you haven't utilized in the past. And so you sometimes have to get really creative with recommendations for new revenue streams and tap, untapped resources. So bulk internet has been one of those options. We are able to come to great terms, have great contracts, and ultimately we feel good about it because it is still a net savings to the residents. In many cases, we're 10, 20, $30 cheaper than they could just go out and get regular, basic, low-speed internet by themselves. So
right.
it allows them that opportunity to have set up internet. They don't have to worry about it. It's easy for them. It is a net savings for them as far as month over month. And then it's an additional income source for us. So we can increase that price slightly from our price and make an additional revenue stream there. So really any revenue stream is key right now, and we are working on tapping into those. And so bulk internet's been a great solution.
You know what I just heard? Raise that cap rate, baby.
That's right. The investment brain's turning on now,
Yeah,
Evan.
as an owner, I'll be like, heck yeah, we can do what? Yeah, why wouldn't we, right?